We're here again then at a circuit famous for its stunning visuals and thrilling battles for glory. Who will take the spotlight in the Bahrain Grand Prix today? We go racing today around the 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Button, Crawford, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Piastri, Norris, Russell, Behrman, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Liam Lawson, and Bortoletto, Albon, Hadjar, Nico Hülkenberg, and Esteban Ocon. Doohan, Tsunoda, Gasly, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today, Anthony Davidson. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday. But in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, Crofty. You know, the cars have got bigger, they're heavier, but critically, there's more downforce to play with as well now. There was about 4 tons of downforce on the car at 300 kilometers an hour when I drove. You're now looking more towards 5 tons of downforce. So there's a big difference in performance. But because of that, the car being heavier and bigger, you've got to drive in a smoother way. You've got to look after it a bit more. You've got to nurse it through the slow speed corners more. They were much more nimble, agile machines when I drove in Formula 1 compared to now.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out. As the cars come back towards the grid to line up for the start of the race, each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can. And they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium, and failing that, within the points.
Oh, welcome to the Bahrain Grand Prix, one of my favorite on the calendar, and it's lights out and away we go. Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc and the Marauders right behind him. It looks like we're going to get a big play here from Jack Crawford and Jensen Button. Max covers off the middle. It looks like Charles Leclerc's going to go to the middle. Jack Crawford, oh, makes it to the outside, squeezes Charles Leclerc a little bit, gets sideways. It looks like he's going to take the lead out of the first corner. Let's take another look at that real quick to see who had the apex first. It looks like it was Jack Crawford with Max Verstappen getting squeezed by Charles Leclerc. Really, I don't even know if Charles Leclerc has damage. Let's go take another look at this. Yes, it looks like Jack Crawford did have the corner. He was pushed wide by Charles, who made contact with Max Verstappen to take the lead. Let's see it from Charles's view. Oh, it looks like he does have some front wing damage. Can we get Max? Yeah, let's see Max's view. Oh, Max was, oh, wow. Yeah, there is damage to Charles Leclerc's front wing. Wow, what an opening lap, what an opening corner. Let's watch it from the onboard from Jack Crawford's view. He gets sideways here. Wow, way to take the lead. And it looks like he's going to be able to hold it for a minute. Max Verstappen in third place, Charles Leclerc in second place. We got Jensen Button in third, and behind him Lewis Hamilton, George Russell. Looks like Oscar Piastri, then Lando Norris. As we go through these first couple of corners, the McLaren's having a tough time this year. Lando Norris with the DNF in Australia. Seems like they've been really struggling as of late. Oscar Piastri in Japan, falling behind at the start, not really able to recover. The Marauders, as we see here, has really had good performance here the first couple of races. Unfortunately, at China, Jack Crawford wasn't able to finish in the top 5 as he planned. due to some tire wear issues that caused him to go off into the gravel. And now look at him, he's in first place leading this Grand Prix. What a phenomenal job by the Marauders to put that thing up there at this point. Let's see if he can hold it here for the next couple of laps. But talking with Christian Horner, the team principal for the Marauders, he mentioned that they built this Marauders F1 Dodge racing machine for these type of tracks. High-speed straights and low-speed corners. This thing was built for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Looks like Charles Leclerc's going to take a look here on the outside of Jack Crawford. Looks like he's not going to be able to get it done. Jack Crawford's going to run him a little bit wide. That was Jack Crawford's apex, so he's entitled to do that at this point. Max Verstappen looks like he's going to take a look at Charles Leclerc, see if he can get it done on the outside here. This is pretty bold by the Dutchman. Ooh, it looks like he's going to be able to complete it now. He's in second place. Going to be able to make quick work of Charles Leclerc and try to get up there where Jack Crawford is at this point. Jenson Button, like we said, is running fourth. Great job for the Englishman. After Jack Crawford scored their first podium last weekend in Suzuka, they have high hopes here for the constructors and being able to finish in the top three. It looks like Max Verstappen is going to get passed by Charles Leclerc here for second place. But looks like the Monegasque is going to be able to tie off here. Max Verstappen, I don't know. Let's see who gets DRS here. Yeah, Charles is going to get the DRS and eventually pass Max Verstappen for second place. We know the Marauders have been taking gambles here recently on tires, been taking the fastest tire and trying to extend their stints as long as possible to try to stay at the front. Obviously, we've had rain here in the past couple of weeks, and this is going to be our only second Grand Prix where we don't have any rain in the forecast the entire race. And as our championship leader here is in third place, he set himself up for a good rest of the race. Jenson Button here looking to try to see if he can get into the playing ground with these guys at this point and see if he's going to be able to fight for a podium. With Jenson Button in fourth place, let's take you through the field. We have George Russell in fifth place. Sixth place, we have Lewis Hamilton. Seventh place, we have Lando Norris. Eighth place, we have Oscar Piastri. Ninth place, Fernando Alonso. 10th place, we got Ollie Behrman. Then we have Kimi Antonelli, Carlos Sainz, Alex Albon. And then the Kicksauber, which is one of the easiest automobiles to spot on the track, Gabriel Bortoleto, then Liam Lawson, Pierre Gasly, Isaac Hadjar, Yuki Tsunoda, which has got to get that Red Bull up there sooner than later, Franco Colapinto, Jack Doohan, then Nico Hulkenberg. And then in the final couple of spots, we got Esteban Ocon and Lance Stroll. And that's the run through of the lineup as we speak from it. Let's head back on up to the front. We can see Jack Crawford is still in first place with Charles Leclerc really closing in on him now. Those soft tires, which again, this has been their theme, taking the best tire and just trying to make it last. It worked in Japan with a great call from the pit box to pit early and really get an advantage on everybody else. It is something that we saw that really netted them the podium, be able to get them out in front of the rest of the cars, get them in that clean air, because Max Verstappen won by 20 seconds at that point. There's plenty of clean air for second, which is where he finished. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit more of the same here. They took a gamble. Jack Crawford's been aggressive in the first corner all year long, and it's really paid dividends. And we haven't really seen many mistakes out of the first corner, which, being a rookie driver and being able to make those type of aggressive moves early on just shows the confidence that he has in that Marauders Dodge Formula One car. At this point, we see Jenson Button did get passed by George Russell at this point. We knew they were going to be fast here. We just didn't know how fast they were going to be. Oscar Piastri has since passed Lando Norris at this point. Fernando Alonso has since passed Lewis Hamilton at this point. Wow, what a turn of events. And as you can see here, we're just going through the field. Ollie Behrman's up there running really nice. He's had a really strong start this entire season. Had a couple of good finishes as well. Yuki Tsunoda trying to get up in the top 10, which is something we would like to see from him sooner than later so he can keep that seat for next year at this point. And unfortunately, at the end, we have Lance Stroll. As we turn around to the front, it looks like Charles Leclerc's really putting pressure on Jack Crawford at this point. Let's see if he can get his elbows out and really maintain this lead at this point. We know he's working the ERS right now on the straights. He's trying to burn it down, but in obviously the slow turn corners, he's trying to build it back up there, which it looks like he's doing a really good job. Charles Leclerc with that front wing damage, I'm surprised he's not feeling the effects of it yet. But surprisingly, the Marauders are staying up in front. That clean air is working really well for them at this point. We can run through the field. We got Charles Leclerc in second, Verstappen in third, Russell fourth, Button fifth, Piastri in sixth, Alonso in seventh. We got Lewis Hamilton in eighth, Kimi Antonelli in ninth, Ollie Behrman in 10th, 11th is Carlos Sainz, Alex Albon in 12th, Bortoletto in 13th, who just passed Alex Albon. Want to move in. It looks like we got a call to the pits. It looks like Jack Crawford is pitting early at this point. Jack Crawford is pitting early, and Lando Norris is out again. Lando Norris is out again with the power unit failure. This will be his second race of being down another power unit and being out of the race. This is going to be monumental to his championship chase here this year. Jack Crawford got the call early. His tires were fine, but they said they wanted to pit him now, get him on the mediums because there was a good break in the action for him to get clean air and we wouldn't have a lot of traffic. But it looks like the pit stop was so good that it put him behind some lap traffic. And here we go. Here's Lando Norris and his power unit failure that we just talked about. Wow. McLaren's last year not having any reliability issues, and this year, this is the second one of the season. Lando Norris out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. McLaren having a hard time with reliability. Let's turn it back to Jack Crawford again here. The pit stop was so good that they thought he was going to be out in clean air, but the pit stop was so good that it put him right behind Carlos Sainz. Alex Albon and Gabriel Bortoletto. It looks like Jack's going to be able to pass Alex Albon here, which you typically don't see passes there too often, though there is DRS. He looked to the inside of Gabriel Bortoletto, but there was no room. He's trying to make quick moves here so he doesn't get held up, and it looks like he's going to be able to pass Gabriel Bortoletto here. Yes, he's going to be able to pass Gabriel Bortoletto here and try to catch up with Carlos Sainz, and it looks like Ollie Behrman here. Looks like Kimi Antonelli coming into the pits. They pitted early. It was a call from the box. We're going to have to get some clarity on that. Here we go. Jack Crawford's using DRS and ERS. He looks like he's going to be able to get Ollie Behrman, but it looks like Carlos Sainz pulls in front of him to block. He couldn't get it done, though. Jack Crawford, what a move. Jack Crawford, what a move. It looks like Max Verstappen is just coming out of the pits right now. He's going to be behind this traffic as we speak. It looks like Jack Crawford was able to edge out a good gap with that great pit stop. He was able to get through this. Charles Leclerc coming out of the pits as well. They're going to be behind traffic here. They're going to be behind. And Charles Leclerc gets passed by Pierre Gasly. These guys are going to be on the soft compound still. They still have to pit, but with them running a longer stint, Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen had to react to Jack Crawford's early pit there. He pitted before everyone else. This worked last weekend in Suzuka where they pitted early to get fresher tires to try to maintain that gap they had with the people behind them. But it looks like they pitted so early that the guys that were running long at this point are going to be in traffic between Jack Crawford and Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. It seems that the Ferrari and Charles Leclerc had an issue with their pit stop that now Max is easily overtaking Charles Leclerc. But are they going to be able to get past this traffic? We saw the aggressiveness of Jack Crawford being able to get through traffic very quickly, and now he just has clean air. He just has clean air now. He's just going to be able to run his race. This could be in the bag for the Marauders here. Max Verstappen making quick work of Gabriel Bortoletto here to try to catch up to Jack Crawford, but it's going to be a 5 second. That's literally going to be 5 second lead that he's going to have to make up here. And it looks like the call came from Christian Horner, the team principal. himself to make the call to come in early to try to get an advantage on everybody else. The softs were fine, but they knew they wanted to go into the lap with the mediums already warm to get out in front and increase that gap. Ollie Behrman running the hards on his first stint here is really trying to run long and hope for a safety car. But man, Jack Crawford is really edging out a gap. What a call by Christian Horner. It looks like he came across the radio and said, "Trust me," to Jack Crawford and the rest of the team. Pit now. Trust me, pit now. And that's what's happened. And if you look at it, looking at his former team, he may be able to edge out the first win that is not a Max Verstappen win of this season. What a pit call. What an aggressive first lap by Jack Crawford. What a pit call to come in and pit early and get those tires out and get them warm. Wow, what a move. And as we're looking here, it looks like with Max Verstappen being held up by traffic, those guys that ran long in those stints, that now George Russell has since passed Max Verstappen, and it looks like George Russell is going to try to pass Ollie Behrman here. It looks like Max Verstappen is going to get an opportunity to take a look, but he's going to get held up going through the S's. Wow. What a turn of events. Ferrari in second place all the way back now. They're even behind Jenson Button at this point. They're in fifth place. Charles Leclerc's in fifth place. If you would have told me a pit stop would have turned that place upside down, I wouldn't have believed it at this point. Jenson Button looks like he's going to be able to actually challenge Max Verstappen here on the straight. He's going to try to pull on the outside. It's what Jack Crawford did earlier in the race. He gets it done before the corner. Ollie Behrman running the long stint held Max Verstappen up just long enough. Like we said, just long enough for Jenson Button to come up to his bumper and pass him. It looks like the Marauders here could have a podium. We could have double podium, double points at this point. Wow, what a move. And yes, Jack Crawford is out almost 7.5 seconds. So if he can maintain that gap, Ollie Behrman's pitting now, which is going to give Jenson Button DRS and even more time to split away from Max Verstappen. But Jack Crawford's going to be able to really, if he keeps his pace, push into a easy win. And man, unfortunately, the Ferrari, Charles Leclerc, they are not happy right now, which is just terrible for them. They had such a good start, but it looks like they're not going to be able to get on the podium at this point. Looks like Max Verstappen is going to get a spot back from Jenson Button. Ooh, Jenson Button fighting back on the outside. He's going to have the inside corner here. And it's whoever's really going to have DRS at this point. It looks like Jenson Button had DRS, but it looks like Charles Leclerc is caught up to him and it's going to pass Max Verstappen. Oh, Max got the inside line. He's going to be able to run him wide. But Max is going to back off. He's going to have to. He's going to have to back off of these S's. He doesn't have the car link. He does not have the pace. And it looks like Charles Leclerc is actually going to pass Jenson Button as well this lap. Wow. What a move. What a regain from Charles here. To go all the way down to fifth, to be able to catch up to Max and Jenson fighting back and forth the last couple of laps to get his podium back at this point. So Jack Crawford still out front, George Russell in second, Charles Leclerc in third, Jenson Button in fourth at this point. What a couple of laps here that we're seeing from all these guys. What a couple of moves. Just really, really fun racing at this point. So here we go again. Max is going to pass Jenson again. It looks like Jenson got him in an earlier lap, but it looks like he was going to pass him again. And as we get down to the final couple of corners here, we're starting our last lap with Jack Crawford in first place. Oh, little got in the grass a little bit, but as you can see, 7 seconds behind is George Russell. So he just needs to maintain this car till the end, this pace till the end. Charles Leclerc in third, Max Verstappen in fourth, Jenson Button in fifth, Lewis Hamilton in sixth place, Oscar Piastri in seventh, Fernando Alonso in eighth place. And as we come to the finish here, you're going to see Jack Crawford. I'll let him take it away.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
Jack Crawford has dispatched the opposition. It's victory today.
It was a joy to watch today, honestly, because the driver was clearly able to read the conditions well on track, to use the information properly from the team, and usually come up with the right solution at the right time.
Here comes your top three making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Great job for the Marauders and Jack Crawford getting his first win in his inaugural season in Formula One. As we can see, we can run through the standings here and kind of see where everybody finished at this point. Obviously, unfortunately, I guess, Lando Norris finishing last place with the DNF, Ollie Behrman, as well as a power unit failure. We'll catch you in the next one.